Let's talk a little bit about some of these music videos over the past 20 years because, as we talked a little bit about before and during the call, like you were responsible for a lot of what James and I were listening to for a very long time and still are. I have a burning question about the Limp Bizkit Method Man and Together Now video.
Yeah. I got lots on that one, man.
My burning question is, please tell me everything.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you a lot. That was a real fun run for my brother and I because, again, prior to meeting up with Fred Durst, we had only done small videos, and Fred and I caught a bit of a vibe on the Nookie video. He and I and my brother took on a nice relationship where he trusted us, and then it came down to do Rearranged and In Together, and we did them over the course of 4 days. So it was like 2 videos in a row, and he directed them, but Brendan and I got to come up with the ideas and wrote them, and we got to go through the exercise of doing a big-time video with the keys to the castle because Fred was so busy that he was all over the place. I mean, he was dating crazy people, and, he just had a lot, and he trusted us. So Brendan and I really got to develop all those concepts with them and go out and, more or less run the production, like we got to ourselves see how you make a big video work with a big producer, have an AD. I was like, what the fuck do you need an AD for? Like, what do we do? And really you realize that they run the set and all these things I never knew at the level I had been doing things because we were more like, here's $5,000, make us a video, and we would just go build the sets with our friends. And so we did both those videos where they get to the execution chamber and get drowned in the milk.
Wasn't that in like a submarine or something?
No, it was in the water tank at Universal, but we built a whole courthouse and, all that, a lot. That was $1 million to be spent over the course of 4 days.
Just think about it.
$500,000 on each video. And then the Method Man thing came up, and I was able, through the making of that documentary, I was able to watch him and Method Man record that track. I remember Method Man, I remember Method Man, whatever. He was out of his mind, and he laid down that super good run. The whole time I was like, how did they fucking get Method Man on this record? But they were so big at that time that, if you paid the right money, I realized that more than ever as time has gone on, where there's always a price,
right?
No matter who you are. So anyways, that video we got to develop, and we had to use those wire rigs, and Pauly Shore just would show up everywhere. So we had to work them in, and they were kind of like, almost like connected, even though they didn't have much to do with it. There was a little bit of at the end of one, it kind of rolled into the other one.
I remember that,
and I think my best story is that Method Man and Redman just were, they were nailing Heinekens and smoking tons of weed the whole time to where at the end, like on the wire rig, after this big safety meeting, I think Method Man was, he was, at that age, everybody was wilding out, so he was just hammered. And he gets up on the rig and it flies across, and normally you're supposed to do little ninja stops, because you're waiting for the end. He was kind of faded where you just fly him across and he would just react when he hit the wall, It's boom, and they'd be like, oh, and it was just real funny because it was so obvious that he was, in no shape to do it, but we were just, it wasn't dangerous in any way. It was just he probably laid out for us. And then my other favorite part is at lunchtime, my mom was the caterer, of course, and we had this huge lot in the Universal Studios, and we were on one of the stages, and during the lunch, Method Man walks in and you just hear, all right, everybody, who took my motherfucking weed? And you just hear everybody dive into their phones, and every Limp Bizkit manager is texting their weed dealer from 10 years ago, fuck, we got to get some weed in here. And I remember I was nobody took it. That's just not. So I ran in and I was while this was going on, I tore apart their dressing room and then was like, where are those beers? And I went out into the dumpster and found the Heineken 12-pack box, and there was a huge bag of weed in it. And I came like rushed in like I found like the lost cat. I'm like, I got the weed! Hilarious. And then you said some comment like, you know, basically more or less to the extent of like, look, you found that shit. You know, like, it was just like a hilarious moment. I just remember my mom, like staring at my mom while he was yelling, you know, who took it? And it was just kind of over the top.
For more information or to contact the show, visit thethirdmen.wordpress.com or email at thirdmenpodcast@gmail.com. Also visit @thirdmencast on Twitter and search The Third Men on Facebook. See you next time.
We're the Third Men. We're the Third Men. I got the weed!